one hell of a souvenir you got there, pirate. But that doesn't mean I won't drink a pint with my fellow swashbucklers to celebrate our victory. Most days, though, I prefer a cup of tea. They're aiming for the engines! We'll talk more on the ship. Try eavesdropping on a few soldiers. Maybe one of them will mention a key. I've got contacts in New Atlantis who will vouch for me. That doesn't mean you're trapped. On a station this big, there are bound to be other vessels you can steal. I can't afford to be as rough as some of our cohorts. It's bad for business. Rock! Could use a little help over here! What are you looking at me for? I didn't step foot on that station. But the person who did is right over there. Just my luck. Go ahead. Get your insults in now, while you can. I'll be a free woman soon enough. Try the security office. They likely have a computer there that has what you need. If you need to take care of anything before we leave, do it. If you want to ask me any other questions, go for it. Hey, there's still work to do. I need to check with my contacts at the spaceport and find out what guards are on rotation when we leave port. It's not my style, personally, but you got the job done. That's what matters. Right. Pick a lock or pick a pocket. Shouldn't be too hard for a Crimson Fleet pirate to pull off. Okay, we're in. First things first. The station is enormous, with checkpoints everywhere. Head to the spaceport and meet me at my ship. It's the J Swan. Good luck. I suggest finding the code instead. Not now. They're about to hail us. Shields up! I'll tell you the same thing I told your commander. I'm innocent, and I welcome the opportunity to prove it. Anyway, I've kept you long enough. Now that you've had your drink and my debt is paid, it's time for you to give Delgado the good news. That SY-920 job was impressive. I bet the UC still doesn't know what hit them. There's no stealthing out of this one, is there? Guess we'll have to take him out! I finally get to kill you, traitor! If I'm not mistaken, the maintenance door should be in front of you. We're gonna strip your ship for parts! Evasive maneuvers! Is that how you got Daiyu's trust? It's pretty transparent and, dare I say, lazy. Being able to adapt under pressure should serve you well. Need a little help? It might even help if you pick up a lab coat and use it to blend in. Right, if you know yourself, you'll know the best path forward. All right, then get comfortable. We leave for SY-920 immediately. Head on to the next battery. We'll take care of things from here. This route is highly lucrative, and sacrificing it is not an option. Going dark for now. We'll talk again once you've located the comm spike. Very funny. But if you do get into trouble, try and use that quick wit to your advantage. Go! I'll hold them here. Yes, I'm gonna bill you for this! I knew we shouldn't trust you. Provided you haven't sounded the alarm, then yeah, like I said, if you can find an intercom, I'll keep a channel open. At this point, you better find that legacy. Because to me, that's the only saving grace you've got. You read my mind. I don't like the thought of putting my routes in jeopardy over an old story. Yes, implosion is more your thing, Adler. Real smooth, idiot. Famous last words. But you do this job right, and who knows what the future holds. I don't know what you're after, but my guess is you're looking for a scientist. Surprised to see me, rat? Delgado may let it slide, but I don't take kindly to snitches. True, but you still completed the job. At least that's something. Good luck. If you make it out alive, next time you're at the Nova, I'll buy you a drink. Are you? All right, you are. And I've delivered you just as Delgado asked. I'll keep that in mind if I ever need a distraction. But if at any point your cover's blown, I'm gone. Good luck in your search. You may have started as cargo, but now you're one of the crew. Other than that, the only advice I can give you is find Dr. Vogel. Whenever I hear chatter about that project, that's the name that comes up. And you found the intercom. That's a start. But you're wrong if you think I have ties to the fleet. That would be self-incrimination. You see, put in quite the effort to keep that comp spike business quiet. You bastard. I knew it was you. Especially after that stunt you pulled on SY-920. Yeah, and I had to feign my surprise to make sure I didn't rat you out. I think so. I figure my new Atlantis contacts are all burned now that the fleet are in the headlines. Fine by me. If this goes bad, the less I know, the better. Well, that might say more about the rest of his goons than it does you. But, point taken. Don't put this on me. I got you in and gave you cover. You decided to return that favor by blowing mine. But let's keep our focus on the mission. We can swap bar stories and share scars when we've got enough creds to buy the bar and fix the scars. Besides, if you think I'm going to stand here and let you walk away with all the glory, you're dead wrong. Most likely, but I don't have a choice given the situation. No, you did yourself a favor. I just happened to be in your way. But I'm putting my reputation and ship on the line for this. That alone should tell you enough. Just don't get too carried away. You're pirates, not actors. And don't forget, you'll still need the coat. Nice to know Neva was right about you. It's good to have a promising rookie with the fleet. Be patient. Save the chatter until after we're docked. But the longer I stick around, the more people ask questions. And that's before they find out what you've been up to. See, now you're speaking my language. Let's get some food in our bellies first, and maybe later I'll let you peek at my bank accounts. You'll get no argument from me. It'll be hard enough explaining why I have 2 new crew members. Good. There's a checkpoint you'll have to pass, which requires a clearance code. This stuff really doesn't suit you. Sorry, but the situation calls for it. Ha! I doubt he'll see it that way, but I'll keep that in mind. Let's stay sharp. This isn't over by a long shot. Looks like somebody's got no shields! See you on the outside. As for our friend, well, I can set aside my ego if it means creds for me and my crew. Ah, you must not be used to pirates being so cordial. But in the heart of New Atlantis, we have to do our best to keep up appearances. For now, the plan is to stay here, build some connections, and maybe in a few years I'll get back into the smuggling business. Anyways, I appreciate the small talk. Delgado's crew aren't usually so chatty. I'll do as Delgado says, for the sake of the mission. I can't work with someone like you. It's a bit late for stealth, isn't it? But you have the skill for it, I won't deny that. Delgado's gonna owe us big after this! This is Captain Huan Daiyu, cargo class ship ID UC-793A, requesting permission to dock. And that is the only good thing to come out of this. Delgado sure can pick them. It's good to be back. Crazy as it sounds, I've missed drinking the watered-down drain cleaner you serve here. This is a star station, so there are plenty of ventilation ducts you can slither into. Turning on the fleet, mess hall is through that door. Give me some space, and I can pick off anyone down below. There! Focus fire! But if Delgado's after it, then I have a feeling there's a pile of credits waiting at the end of this job. Even more so when the cargo is contraband. Why would you take that? You screwed me out of the most lucrative route I have. You'll die for that! Now you're starting to sound like a real pirate. You don't look like a cat, Adler. Try not to die like one. I take it you're Neva's new recruit? Tell your handlers I'm innocent. There's always a choice. You made yours. If the time comes you ever need my help, I'll make mine. Less than you. And even if I did, I'm a smuggler, not a scientist. But make no mistake, once you board, the risk is entirely yours. We'll graph jump the SY-920 from here. And here, I thought you had skills. So we better do it right. I'll keep an eye on things here. After that, I got passed around to the foster system and end up with a Chinese couple that smuggled goods to the well. The first 2 are discretion and trust. And for the Crimson Fleet, those might as well be curse words, with how little regard they're given. Well, this is a surprise. I have to say I did not see this coming. Quiet! Someone's out there. You'll pay for that! Alright, we can go over the plan when we dock at the station. Careful, the walls have ears. I'll stay here and keep the guards occupied. If you need to contact me, do it via the intercoms. Hopefully they'll make for a smoother trip. Ever since I met you, I've been asking myself the same thing. Don't take too long. Neva isn't paying us to sit idly. What about the rest of you? Come back with any spoils? Better not be a next time. Once you get a uniform, it should be fairly easy to find an elevator to the command bay. Indeed, this isn't your typical pirate ship. We aren't singing shanties and toasting to Delgado's health. Goodbye. There's an intercom there as well, where we can make contact. Then it's back to the key to make sure Delgado gets his cut, and to make sure he hasn't cut us out. Don't know what you're after, but I'm guessing there'll be another checkpoint. It's nothing you've done. You've managed to get through the entire station without raising a single alarm. Usually, we're not. But in this case, with thousands of credits waiting for me at the end of the rainbow, I'm willing to link up. Focus on their weapons! Let them run if they want! I'm not going to win a fight against a fleet of UC ships. The only way to win is to not get caught. I won't deny I helped. Let's hope the compensation reflects that, huh? To get past them, you'll need a military uniform. And to get a uniform, you'll need to get to the barracks. Maybe for some people, but that's not how I work. It's not personal. If you're caught, that entire installation will be on you. At least you're honest about the game being fixed. The shields are busted! We got a clear shot now! As far as tactics go, it's an oldie, but goodie. And if I do get caught, there'll be nothing to confess to. In my experience, the more people know about you, the more they have over you. We have shielded compartments for smuggling contraband. But the scans shouldn't pick up anything odd about you. I would hope not. But if they do, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. This is Captain Huan Daiyu. With the legacy in hand, the future is looking bright. I've taken a lot of cargo to that station. Not all of it legitimate. You're the first person I've smuggled, though. Going dark for now. We'll talk again once you've located your target. Neva also told me you were competent. So that's just another name I can add to my list. But that's a story for another time. As for our friend, I honestly don't care about that kind of credit. You can't spend a pat on the back. Not like I have anywhere to be. In any case, when you're ready, meet me at my ship. It's the Jade Swan. Of course, I don't expect it to be. Maybe. The night is young. Which is why it's not easy leaving you behind. Only what I've been told. Get you on the SY-920, get you out if I can. So the sneak reveals itself to be a rat. The UC like to keep a channel open to block orders at any ships docked at their station. See you. If the two of you plan on using a disguise, try the security office. Otherwise, there's always a way around. Yeah. Although I get why you didn't give me the details. You've been spending too much time around Neva. Violence is a tool for the artless and brutish. Stopping Sistef is going to bring a lot more attention. But with the credits from the legacy, we can make those people look the other way. Get that lock off us! Now! But the ship still works, so if you ever need to hitch a ride, me and my crew would be happy to oblige. And rest assured, if I ever need to remember it, I will. Going to owe me big after this! Find him, and you'll find your target. Delgado may think otherwise, but I found in this business, fortune favors the cautious, not the bold. You're not leaving here alive! When the cargo became more valuable than the ship, we worked well as a team. If only all my deliveries were as smooth as this one. But thanks for trusting me with that info all the same. Us rooks have to stick together. I'll probably stick to gathering intel. All the yo-ho-ho and other pirate bluster isn't my style. That being said, I can stay in orbit for a short while. I'll need to send word to Delgado anyway, if you don't get off that station. First lesson in being a rookie. You share the loot, but not the risk. Only military personnel are allowed out of the cargo area. That's why we need to get you to the barracks, to find you a uniform. I should have known, yeah? Tell that to my bank account. Keep them off the battery! I don't know what you do without me. But let's try and work this through. I don't like deliberately drawing attention to yourself. But a disguise is never a bad idea. Then you don't need my help. Go upstairs to the barracks area and find a uniform. Interesting. When we get to the station, I'll see if I can pull any information on its whereabouts. Why would I tell you? So you can go back to UC security and tell Sergeant Yumi? Well, now what are you going to do? Better late than never, I suppose. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but sometimes I want to gather my creds and take a nice, long vacation in the outer systems. When we get to the checkpoint, UC military will be hailing us. I realize this is important to Delgado. I also know he would just as soon kill me to get what he's after. The shields are down! Take them out! Don't worry about your personal ship. The fleet will make sure it's secure. You bailed before I could make the offer, but I'd like to buy you a drink to say thanks. It's the last time I'm paying, of course. It's gotta take more than that to stop us! But to me, it's the loud ones who leave themselves vulnerable. I like the confidence. But remember, they tend to get harder the further you go. Hence, the clearance code. I can do that. But I have conditions. There should be a way through the vents. You can get to them via the maintenance store downstairs. Well, that's that. We still make one hell of a team. And make sure you're prepared for the long haul. Once you're on board SY-920, you can't come and go as you please. I don't like your methods, especially the part where you betrayed me. But I can't argue with the results. Huh. Neva warned me you were difficult. Clearly I didn't understand what she meant, but I do now. So long as the others say you're off limits, I'll let it slide. But I haven't forgotten. Stand down or die, Rook! Why do you care, Adler? Looking for some dirt? You might want to grab a seat. We'll be graph jumping to SY-920 shortly. You lead, I'll follow. I worry sometimes that being in New Atlantis, we're missing out on the big scores. I know that old dog has something big planned. I can feel it. And yet here you are. Trying to, what? Entice me to confess? Oh, I am. Believe me, as any falsely accused person would be. Where do you think you're going? Don't we all? Let's try not to be each other's wrenches. Sounds like you're on board as a true believer. Either way, for now, get on that station and find that intercom. We'll talk more then. I'm not worried. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Then let's try to work through it and come up with a plan. Is that all you got? Your masked friends can't help you here! The world's always been a good place to do business. People here tend to mind their own. This is Huan. We make a damn good team! Exactly. You make yourself vulnerable. You become prey. Emotionally, physically, it doesn't matter. But it looks like you'll need to find your own way off the ship. Now, like I said before, Once we take off, there's no turning back until this job is done. You know, I've heard you describe Neva as a black hole. The spaceport's way too hot right now. Come back when things settle down, and we'll talk then. Watch your back. You'll see me again. Mark my words. In the void of space, a cargo hauler is a soldier's best friend. This is Captain Huan Daiyu. I've been involved in the smuggling trade all my life. And I mean that literally. Oh, but it is. I imagine, evidence aside, it's your testimony that will have the most weight. Because if Delgado's right about Crix's legacy, you've earned more than your fair share already with that comm spike. Well, better they find you suspicious than to speak and remove all doubt. And you call yourself a pirate? Then let's see what we can do about it. What are you talking about? What have you done? You've got to be kidding me. What? What did you do? Look, I know I don't have a lot of history with the fleet. Neva talks a lot, but that's not the same as talking too much. You're still a mystery to me, and I pride myself on being able to spot a liar. Just remember to step lightly and keep your heartbeat slow. As a member of the Crimson Fleet, I trust you can handle that. The uniform should get you through the checkpoint and to the elevators. We'll talk again once you get to the command bay. Let's try to keep our bags colorless and boring, then. Taking fire! That being said, I can be a better guide if I know what it is we're after. So, it's up to you. All day! The new Atlantis spaceport. The Swan was surrounded the moment we touched down. If you found a uniform, be sure to put it on. They'll provide some cover. I've always been careful when it comes to my business. So don't be surprised when your case falls apart. Noted. Just get us there safe. Ah! I'll meet you on the ship. We'll talk more there. Defend the battery! But then I do the math, and I don't have enough creds. Hopefully, this job will change that. Maybe on your ship. But remember, on the Jade Swan, we go by my rules. Ship still holding! I'm simply setting boundaries to help protect my interests, while still serving Delgado's. But there's still time for you to change your mind. The score the fleet's aiming for will be foolish to pass up. Well, you certainly made a lot of noise on that station. You do that, and you won't be just burning this bridge. You'll be ejecting it straight into a supernova. You've made it this far without engaging in combat. I trust you'll have no issues moving further. We are of the same mind. No talking, no combat, and no trace. SY-920 is one of my regular stops, so I already have the necessary approvals. I believe we were speaking. You don't get to live! That's all 3 batteries! Let's head back to the key. I'm worried about the others. Worst thief in the fleet. Board the station and look for an intercom. We can sync up that way. Then try biting your tongue. Literally. We can't afford any screw-ups. Better that than standing in the corner of a prison cell. Ugh, damn it! You can take this time to prepare. Just try not to bother my pilot while they're flying. Look, I don't know if you're here to get a rise out of me, but it won't work. That was a challenge, but this? Taking things right up to SysDev and giving them a swift kick in the crotch? This feels good. Daiyu here. Cargo's almost unloaded. We'll be departing shortly. But the third thing I value is creds. Delgado promised me a fortune. And so now, I'm here. All right, a few things to note. Good luck. If you manage to get the comm spike and make it out alive, next time you're at the Nova, I'll buy you a drink. Overpriced and pretentious. Same with the company. It's going to take me months to set up something even remotely as good. Not to mention getting the UC off of my trail. Hey, I stole that first. I like the confidence. Either way, you're going to get your chance to prove it. But they've been with me from the beginning. Good luck getting any of them to talk. Thanks to you, probably in some interrogation room back on New Atlantis. Let me do the talking. Pretend you're a piece of cargo if you have to. No, that would be bad. Although, not as bad as what the fleet will do to us if we come back empty-handed. Now that doesn't belong to you. I'll be out of here soon. You'll see. You'll have the same accommodations as my crew, provided you follow the rules. It depends on the individual. Your skills are what determine your choices. There's nothing I can do for you at that point, except send flowers to your next of kin. When there's money on the line, I think you'll find I'm full of surprises. It also helps they want us to dock. A cargo ship means supplies, special requests, slates from home. No, you did yourself a favor. Let's not pretend we're friends. I'd warn you I'd cut bait at the first sign of trouble. This is the sign, in flashing neon. Next time, you're dead. Good. Say nothing and let their minds fill in the gaps. True, but silence is a powerful thing. I find the best way to get to know someone is to watch them work. I'm hit! If you can find a way to open it, it'll get you past the first checkpoint. Until we meet again. I learned pretty quick that there were two worlds on New Atlantis. And to bridge them, you needed the guts of a burglar and the smile of a diplomat. If I can be candid, for this job to work, we'll have to do this my way. We take my ship, and you're a member of my crew. Look for a maintenance area that should open a path to the archival computers. Anyway, I believe I owe you a drink. It's the last time I'm paying, of course. You make it sound like I'm guilty of a crime. Rules help establish trust. And I can't work with someone I don't trust. Careful! You got turrets overhead! Hello? You were saying? This far down, you might need a clearance code. That will serve you well here. Some people mistake silence for weakness or, at worst, compliance. Good question. When the fleet first approached me, I wasn't sure. There are 3 things I value in a business partner. This looks like a bit of a mess. What have you pulled me into this time, You've got a death wish? How's the Swan holding up? Any chance I'll get those upgrades we discussed? The clinic I was born in was attacked by spacers. One of the doctors managed to sneak me off the station and took me to New Atlantis. Given all the heat around SY-920, I thought it best to land under an alias, but SysDef was already wise to the name change. Glad I got back here in time. I need to let off some steam. Let me know when you're ready to leave. This station has a lot of old arteries. The blood has gone dry, but they still connect to its heart. If I had known this was about the legacy, I might have asked for a bigger cut. Need some backup over here! We can use that meddlesome tendency to our advantage. Good. Then we have a deal. Enough to be on a first-name basis with the Marines working the comms. Right. I don't anticipate them boarding the ship, but even if they do, they won't be looking at the crew. Good. And no alarms or warnings on the comms. Music to my ears. You thought I wouldn't see that. I concur. I've never been one for remembering codes anyway. This is just my normal face, Estelle. Kind of like how Drunken Fool is yours. Sorry, but I work with professionals only. If you're going to start a fight, you're on your own. I thought you might. You're a pirate, after all. But it takes one to know one. I have to admit, it feels good to shoot something! I'd say so. There are times when you have to put on a show, but that's more for new clients. That you're new, but capable. Other than that, not a whole lot. Neva, if you're listening, I want those creds to be spilling out the walls when I get back! I've hacked into the database, and it seems information on the comm spike is in the archives. That's fine. Just make sure to wipe those feet before boarding my ship. Oh, you're dead! Save your sorries for the fool who believed them. You may have the rest of the fleet fooled, but I don't trust you, right? In my younger days, I tried too hard to please. But because I talk so much, I never understood what people wanted from me. I'd like to, but I need to keep a low profile. New Atlantis is nice, but nothing like being back home. Neva says you're after a piece of UC tech. So together we're going to need to get you on board. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. My job will be to put you in a situation where no one even knows you're there. Looks like we're clear. We'll talk more once we're docked. But I respect Delgado, and I believe he's on to something. What that is, though, remains to be seen. Exactly. Telling you now will prepare you for what's to come. There's no safety net on this climb. Anyway, the door will let you access the vents. Go up the vents and to the barracks. You should find a uniform there. Fine by me. Don't make me do this! This is Huan. You're only wasting your own time. Until next time, old friend. I got shocks on my 6! I appreciate the confidence. I just want to remind you, this job calls for more discretion than your usual swashbuckling adventures. I have to admit, the way things are going, I'm starting to believe myself. Well, I don't have your combat skill, and getting shot by a platoon of Marines is not my idea of a good time. Stay clear of any Marines or try a scientist outfit. You're more likely to be a stranger if you're wearing a lab coat. Ugh! That's gonna cost a fortune to repair! Sounds like you're putting in a request for double duty. Ugh. You just watch your ass. Ikande's out for blood. Don't make me come over there. We'll talk later. Hope Neva finds you. Full thrusters! Chase that ship down! The uniform won't be enough, though. You'll need to find a computer with the code. Don't we all? But you seem to be a quick learner. You may have fooled Delgado and Neva, but I don't trust you, Rook. I've heard some chatter on the comms about a possible audit, deliveries, manifests. Surprise? Neva talks tough, and frankly, she is tough. But she's not a machine. It was an honor to work with a true professional. Talking just muddies the picture.